You know, it's funny because I say about what 6 months ago, 7 months ago, roughly I say around November-ish, when Deontay Wilder was about to fight Robert Helenius. Usyk came out and said, "Hey man, I want a Deontay Wilder fight. Since it seems like me and Fury not gonna be negotiating, I want Deontay Wilder." Now at the time, Deontay Wilder was #1 in the WBC, and if he would have beat Robert Helenius, him and Andy Ruiz would fight to see who would be the #1 in WBC. Basically having like a mini tournament, and the winner of Ruiz versus Wilder, if he was to beat Helenius, would go on to take on Tyson Fury somewhere down the line after Fury and Usyk settled whatever it is they had going on. Now, as I stated, Usyk came out and said he wanted Deontay Wilder if he beat Robert Helenius, who, by the way, was at the time one of the lead contenders for the WBA mandatory spot. Now, with that being said, Deontay Wilder went out there and demolished Robert Helenius, I think in like 20 seconds or something crazy like that, whatever it was. That might be a little hyperbole. But he winds up knocking out Robert Helenius in spectacular fashion. Then all of a sudden, no Usyk. Didn't hear anything else about the Deontay Wilder fight, etc., etc. Well, unfortunately for Usyk, that fight still might happen, whether he wanted to or not. Usyk and Tyson Fury went in negotiations. That failed. Then he supposedly was negotiating with Daniel Dubois, who wound up becoming his mandatory because he's the WBA regular champion. And it seems like that's not going anywhere. So it appears that the WBA is going to order Usyk to fight Deontay Wilder regardless. If he and Dubois can't work out a deal, now for what I heard, it might be going to a bidding contest. But from what I'm hearing, if they can't get things worked out, the WBA is going to announce Deontay Wilder and Usyk will have to fight for all the titles that Usyk got, including the WBA. And me personally, I'm excited about the fight. I think the styles is going to be interesting stylistically to see how things play out. Because even though Usyk is the better boxer, but Wilder is bigger, stronger, and faster, longer reach. And I'm going to put emphasis not really on the power or the strength, but on the faster. Unlike Joshua, Usyk won't have the speed. Now, he might have the timing, but he won't have the speed advantage going into this fight. And it's going to be interesting if he'll be able to keep Deontay Wilder off of him as much as he did AJ. But what shocked me though, when AJ did land, he took the punches very well. Matter of fact, it was the other way around. Usyk was rocking AJ and had him look like he might be in trouble as far as getting knocked down or even possibly a knockout or a stoppage, especially in the first fight. So this fight is going to be interesting. I don't sleep on Usyk, no matter who his opponent is. But I really believe if Deontay Wilder times him, he's going night-night. I really believe that. But it's going to be an interesting fight. The question is, can Wilder time him? That won't be easy, because if King Kong Ortiz was able to take you midway through the fight without you basically not landing anything on him, Usyk is going to be a whole lot harder to hit than Ortiz. And Ortiz is definitely a master class boxer. But even him, I would have to say, falls short when it comes to footwork and head movement and applying angles when it comes to Usyk, because Ortiz is a true heavyweight. Usyk is not. Usyk brings stuff to the table in the heavyweight division that little men bring, you know, middleweights and light heavyweights and stuff like that, if they venture up into the heavyweight range. But fortunately for Usyk, he's been able to put on proper weight. Usyk ain't no little dude, y'all. I don't know what y'all thinking. Usyk, even though Tyson Fury be calling him a middleweight, Usyk really is fitting pretty well in the heavyweight division. Since fighting heavyweight, Usyk has came in against Anthony Joshua 221 and a half, 221 and a fourth or a quarter. Those were his Joshua fights. Against Derek Chisora, 217 and a quarter, and against Chaz Witherspoon, 215. Now, let's look at what Wilder has weighed over recent history. 214 against Robert Helenius. That would be smaller than Usyk. Even his lightest, which was, or was it? Hold up. His lightest was 215 against Chaz Witherspoon. So Deontay Wilder going in the ring against Robert Helenius is coming in even lighter than Usyk was when he first came into the heavyweight division, and Robert Helenius was his last fight. Remember, he bulked up for Tyson Fury, 238 and 231. Outside of that, against Luis Ortiz, 219 and a half. Against Dominic Brazil, 223 and a half. Then his first fight with Tyson Fury, 212. Luis Ortiz again, 214. Bermain Stavern, 220. Gerald Washington, 222. So Deontay Wilder, even now I'm saying, when you go back outside of the Tyson Fury fights, you would have to go all the way back to 2017 and 16. Now that's when Deontay Wilder was a little heavier than he has. It's almost like after he got the belt, he got skinnier for some reason. But back in 2017, when he fought Gerald Washington, 222, Chris Arreola, 226, Arthur Spuker, 228, Duopause, 228, Eric Molina, 229, and when he first won the title against Bermain Stavern, 219. So, I mean, for whatever reason, the ex-champ did lose some weight when he got into his title reign. Maybe he wanted to be a little leaner, but he bulked up for Fury, of course. But back to 214 against Robert Helenius. So Usyk actually has the weight advantage, but of course Wilder's the one who has the more modern heavyweight length and height and whatnot. But it's going to be an interesting fight in my opinion. I still haven't decided who I think is going to pull that out. But as I said, with Deontay Wilder, all it takes, and I think everybody knows this at this point, all it takes is for him to get that one shot in, and it could be off the la-la land for you. But that's pretty much all I got this Head Busting Boxes on Fight Doctor. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Hit me up in the comment section, let me know what you think. Will Usyk be able to get things straightened out with Dubois and have that fight, or do you believe the Deontay Wilder fight is just something that's going to be at this point? I mean, after all, Usyk did ask for it back in November. Seemed like that's coming to fruition. I think it's going to happen. I don't know what the holdup is with Daniel Dubois and Usyk, but I think this Wilder fight is going to be a bigger fight anyway. Matter of fact, I know it's a bigger fight, so it kind of is what it is. But that's my thoughts on it. You give me yours in the comment section. This Head Busting Boxes on Fight Doctor. I am out.